let me go into the spiritual aspect. The description of the situation of that world is, beyond this material world, which is full of darkness, there is the spiritual world, which is full of light. So when you go there, the first thing you see the light, which is called Brahma Jyoti, the spiritual light. And in that spiritual domain, which is full of light, there are spiritual planets, which are known as Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means the worlds that are free from anxiety. In that world, there is no anxiety. Everyone is totally free from anxiety. And in that world, in every spiritual planet, the Lord is present, surrounded by His associates, by His devotees. And beyond Vaikuntha, the topmost region of the spiritual world is called Golok Vrindavan. That is the spiritual planet. That is the spiritual domain where the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself is situated. Golok. Now, you know what's the meaning of this word? Golok. Go means cow. And lok means planet. Lok means world. The world of cows. The topmost region of the spiritual world is the world of cows. And there, everyone's occupation in the topmost region of the spiritual world is to take care of cows. Therefore, they are known as Gulpas. Gulpas, cowherd. And there, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Gopal, the maintainer of the cows. He is known as Govinda, who gives pleasure to the cows. So in this way, we can see the topmost region of the spiritual world where the Lord Himself is residing is a world of cows. The Lord is taking care of the cows there. And everyone, all the associates of the Lord, all the inhabitants, all the residents of that region is male are known as Gopas and the female are known as Gopis. Now the thing is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in His original spiritual identity, His form is two-armed. Whereas in Vaikuntha, in the other region of the spiritual world, they are four-armed. The residents of Vaikuntha are four-armed. But the residents of Golok Vrindavan, they are all two-armed. The Lord Himself is two-armed. And very mercifully, the Lord has given the human beings, us, His own form. It actually makes a lot of sense, that statement. Man has been created according to the image of God. Yes, God's original form is two-armed, and that form He has given to the human beings. The form that we have, this two-armed form, is the original form that the Lord has given to us. And when He sent us here, when He gave us this two-armed form, along with us, He gave us the cows to rely on, depend on, and that is how our human form of existence becomes meaningful. Developing an internal relationship with the cows. And real prosperity comes in the human society when the cows are protected. So that is why worshipping cow or tending cows or taking care of cows is so important. Now, we may not be able to recognize that how man need to depend upon the cows. Now, to understand this point, let us consider how we, the human beings, depend upon the trees and plants. Did you ever notice, did you ever consider how much you are depending upon the trees and plants? All our food is coming from the trees and plants. The vegetation is the basic principle of civilization. Where there is no vegetation, there is no civilization. The deserts don't actually have proper civilization. The real civilization develops in fertile land where there is abundance of trees and plants. And from the trees and plants comes everything that we need. All our food is coming from the trees and plants. One may say, well, I don't depend upon trees and plants, I eat meat. But the meat that you are eating of the animals, they depend upon the trees and plants. If there was no trees and plants, there wouldn't have been any animals. And now, did you ever consider that when you're breathing, you're taking oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide? If that process continued, the whole atmosphere would have been filled with carbon dioxide. Did it ever happen? No. Why? Because of these trees and plants, they are taking the carbon dioxide and giving back to oxygen. Do you see the interdependence? How our existence is dependent upon the trees and plants? Simultaneously, their existence is also depending upon us. So in a rather tangible way, we can see the interrelationship between us and the trees and plants. Now, similarly, if we go further, in a more subtle, even more spiritual probing, then we'll find that how our existence, our real prosperity depends upon our reliance on the cows. Therefore, in the Vedic culture, the cow killing was absolutely forbidden. And it was not just some mental speculation. It's an absolutely scientific fact. Thank you.